What's up, guys? This is Harthic, and we're playing some more Shadowrun Hong Kong. Last time we met our new handler, Kindly Cheng, and she gave us a mission. Either Gobbet or Isabel is going to join us at the walled city to deliver a message to somebody named Strangler Bao, which sounds like a very friendly person. So, with that, let's go. I don't think I actually have... Alright, hold on a second. Gotta go back in. What am I taking with me? Maybe I gotta talk to Cheng again. Kindly Cheng has her head buried in her PDA and her hand on her bottle. She doesn't look up at you. I think you have business to attend to, Harthic. Now go away. I'm busy. Alright, well, how do I get Gobbet or Isabel to help me? I guess... Huh. Alright, fine. Just wander out and see what happens. Okay, so, I've got to go to the walled city. So, sounds like we're going north. Let's go up and see what we can find. Hey, a smuggler. Let's talk to him. Just off the docks, you spot a sea-worn man with a smile that's almost too wide for his head. His teeth shine white against a thick, black bush of his beard. I like that he has a beard even though the model doesn't. Good job, guys. His clothes are a myriad of colors, patterns, and fabrics. A smattering of cultures draped across the body. If there's anything he's clearly advertising, it's the extent of his travels. That I can at least understand. It's more difficult to get that across on a model, but he should have a beard. I've got a beard. You see something you like? His voice is coarse, like steel wool on your eardrums. Come and get it, because now is your last chance. Everything is on sale. Won't find prices like these anywhere else, my friend. You from around here? No, not I, not here. Plans to leave these waters as soon as I wrangle up enough supplies to do so. He leans forward toward you, voice lower, breath surprisingly free of alcohol. There are things that happening here. Locals call them dreams. I call them evil. And I don't want no more of that. What did you dream about? Doesn't matter. All I remember clearly is how I felt during and after. Drained. As if these dreams leached away some of my good years. No, no, no. More of that. If you know what's good for you, you'll leave too. I'm not in a position to leave. His overlarge smile turns into a deep frown. That's a right shame, my friend. I suggest you try to find yourself a way out. Nothing good can come of these dreams. They'll get inside you, scar you. These goods of yours look like they've changed hands a few times. You selling stolen merchandise? He shrugs, the motion nonchalant and uncaring. I take what I can get. Sometimes I find things, sometimes I take things. And sometimes I play the game, invest a little, make a little something more in return. He crosses his arm and looks you over. And why do you ask? You judging a perfectly respectable businessman such as myself in these harsh times? You've never been in this business. I can see it. You've no right to fault me. You're right, I haven't. And if I were, I'd probably be doing the same thing. It's not a bad line of work, sure. It's a step below honest, but it's a step above Shadowrunning. We've got to keep our integrity, right? I can lie to him, say right. I tell him I'm a runner. I will be soon. And I'm in this to survive. Just like what you're doing here. Did you say I've lost my integrity? His nostrils flare and he leans back in surprise. Wouldn't have pinned you for a runner. Guess I can still be surprised by people. You look pretty green though. Take my advice and don't get too caught up in it. Hold on to yourself. Don't worry, I have no intention of abandoning my integrity. The smuggler nods solemnly. You do what you have to do. Let's see what he's got. So he's got some guns and shit. I've got a katana already. It's like all the basic stuff pretty much. So, okay. Do I have anything? Not really. I could use some stuff, but I only got $1,200. I'm gonna buy one of those. And we'll buy a couple of med kits, because I don't feel like dying. Alright. Sounds good. Okay, so we met the local salesman. And that wasn't too bad. Looks like we gotta get out this way. Okay. That's where those guards were earlier. So, let's go. Let's talk to the guard. Talk to the guard. Thug taps his earpiece, gestures with his head. Auntie Cheng said you'd be coming. You can pass. Uh-huh. That was nice. Okay. So now I have to choose my teammate. Okay. So either I can bring Isabel or I can bring Gobbin. Okay. If anybody dies, they'll get out. But if I have that dock wagon trauma kit that I just bought, they'll come back to life. So, let's see who we can bring. We can either bring a shaman or I can bring a decker. Because, let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna bring the decker. Deckers are always useful. They always do things that could just be... See, the thing with the decker is she can hack stuff, which is important. Because sometimes hacking makes everything just so much easier. Alright, let's get started. You're about to travel to the walled city. Continue? Yes. City of Darkness. Kowloon Walled City, the most densely populated spot on Earth. Nearly 40,000 people crammed into 7 acres of chaos, poverty, disease, and vice. A self-contained city that collects no taxes and provides no city services. Stagnant water sits in temporary wells. Trash lies piled on roofs for controlled burns. Improvised structures lean dangerously over populated areas. It's the ideal breeding ground for all manner of illicit trade. Drugs, gambling, black market trade, metahuman trafficking, and everything in between. The only law is triad law. And now you need to enter the septic system of a city. Find a triad enforcer named Strangler Bao and deliver a message from Kindly Cheng. Here we go. Oh yes, if I had anything in my stash, I could bring it with me. But I don't, so screw it. Oh cool, I can see myself. That's nice. Let's go. What can we find in the walled city? Alright, so I have unspent karma, because I've been getting it as I do quests. So I can spend it on stuff. I've got 9 available. That's pretty good. Alright, so... let's see, anything cool for strength? I can't... I need to do close combat to get this. Alright, what else do we got? We get another point of charisma to get a second etiquette. I could start dodging a little better, which probably wouldn't be bad. Or I could get more hit points, or make it so I could wear more cyberware, which sounds pretty cool. But for now, I'll go with the point in close combat, and I kind of want another etiquette. I want security. I think that would be useful. Get it from Tonkin to Duncan a decent, or yeah, Duncan a decent amount, so we'll justify it that way. And then I'll have 1 karma left. Alright. Foul, oily water rains down from above, mixes with the filth and offal and swill of the streets, turns it into a flowing slurry of unrecognizable sewage. Jeez, that sounds nasty. In the distance, the sounds of back alley activity add to the ambience at your arrival. Breaking glass, the crackling hiss of a garbage fire, faint screams of terror punctuated by the occasional gunshot. Sex and business and violence and misery blended into one. Wu winces at the waves a hand in front of his face. Raymond said that prosperity is in the walled city, but I don't see it. Why the hell would he want to set one foot in this place? Who knows? He'd have to be insane to travel to the walled city. As I think we said, it's the worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere, maybe the worst in the world. She does her best to suppress a shudder. Can't keep the dread from creeping into her voice. Can't believe I grew up here. Sorry to have to drag you back. Isabel looks around, closes her eyes. You could have brought Gobbet instead. I would have been cool with that. She peers up at the catwalks and sky bridges that connect the rotting tenement's sagging architecture. Frowning, she points to a spot in the distance. There was a market over there when I was a kid. Might not be a bad place to start. I thought you knew where to find Strangler Bao. I do. We need to get into the Lotus Den. That's what Bao calls the little island of control that he's carved out for himself here. It's a stupid name, but it's stuck. He'll have guards posted at every entrance, but we might be able to find a way around them through the market. That's what Kindly would prefer. They probably aren't expecting anyone to come in force. We can kick in the door, drop the guards, hand over the message, and get the hell out. Kindly doesn't want them dead. She wants them to remember where their loyalties lie. It's tough to remember much of anything when you've got a bullet in your head. I mean, we could kill them if you really wanted to. Technically, Bao is the only one that has to live, but I'd rather keep Auntie Cheng happy than piss her off again. We may need something like that. The group's safety is my biggest concern. We don't need to risk our necks for a bunch of triad thugs. I like the way you think. The Decker looks around, wrinkles her nose. I want out of this place as fast as possible. Damn right. Let's do this. Okay, so we're trying to get the data stick to Bao. Okay? My guys cannot die, otherwise that would be a problem. I could just go in the door and try to kill everyone, but, well, I don't think Auntie Cheng would like that very much. So what we're going to do is look around at the market and see if we can find anything. A putrid stench emanates from the remains of this building. You see nothing that would cause it. So let's talk to this merchant. A bedraggled old woman looks up from her sewing at the sound of your approach. Clothing! Clothing! I have high-quality clothing for sale! What's the news here? Anything interesting? Interesting? Here? No. Nothing changes here. Nothing changes. She settles her weight with an audible harumph. Strangler Bao is the big man now. He is very important. Very impatient. You know Bao? We'd love to meet him. Well, he requested a suit and it took only 1 day longer than expected. The bastard refused to accept it. She spits. You see your friend Bao, you tell him he still owes me for my time. I don't sew for nothing. You can't eat air. We'll get right on that. She nods sagely. You see that you do. Now, what else do you want? Ever heard anyone say prosperity is in the walled city? She cocks her head like a dog listening to a noise that it can't understand. Prosperity? She sounds it out to herself. I don't know what that means. Walk away. Later, lady. So that wasn't very useful, but hey. They aren't all gonna be useful. Oh shit. What the hell? Over here. Help! Fuck. A young woman lies on the ground. She's a bloody mess. Streaks and spatters of crimson crisscross her blouse and mat her hair. Judging by the quality of her clothing and the bag on her shoulder, you'd make her out as a student. She's as out of place here as a librarian would be at a game of urban brawl. She struggles to move, but she's clearly exhausted. The dark circles under her eyes tell you that she hasn't slept in days. When the woman sees you heading her way, her face hardens. Her hands slip into her jacket pocket. but as she studies your face, the fear in her eyes gives way to curiosities. You guys don't look like you're from around here. A hacking cough shakes her, but her eyes remain fixed on you. What happened to you? She looks like she can barely keep her eyes open. Predators. I'm okay, though. The blood's theirs. Thought I'd rest here for a minute before I got back to work. I'm a student at HKU. She glances around watchfully, over your shoulder, at the buildings looming above her, into windows nearby. Doing some research. Gotta finish before I can leave. What kind of research? Field work. I haven't been taking readings and gathering stories for my master's thesis on Feng Shui in the Sixth World. What does Feng Shui have to do with a slum? Everything, I think. Absolutely everything. Rich people hire geomancers to design the interiors of their homes, to attune them just right to achieve balance and harmony. The poor have nothing like that. Leave a slum to fester long enough and you get this. She glances at her surroundings, a look of profound disgust on her face. I think that the negative feng shui of places like this affects the people who live here, that it changes them in a fundamental way, making them less capable of breaking the cycle and getting out. That's what I'm trying to prove. Before the awakening, people thought of feng shui as a philosophical system. Now, in the Sixth World, it's more than that. It's actually a form of magic. The whole thing revolves around Qi, the invisible life energy that binds every person and thing together. It's very real here in Hong Kong. Nobody knows the reason why. Maybe it's only real because people believe that it is. The important thing is, it's a measurable, quantifiable phenomenon. There's an entire industry that's grown up around it. So how's the Qi in this place? It's wrong. All wrong. The feng shui of this walled city is completely screwed. I mean, look at this place. She gestures at the squalor surrounding you. You can feel it, right? I felt something was wrong the minute I walked in. Bad Qi, huh? Qi needs to flow. Positive feng shui allows it to happen. If Qi gets pent up and trapped, it goes sour. That's what's happening here. The woman clears her throat, then lets out a hacking cough. The effort requires a moment for her to recover before she speaks again. You know, I hate to admit it, but I could use some help. I started running an, well, I guess you'd call it an experiment of sorts. Nothing conclusive, just a few quick trials to support my hypothesis before I go into hardcore data gathering mode. There are only a few things left to do. If you could finish them for me, I could get out of here. She holds out a crumpled piece of paper. Please, follow the notes on this sheet. Duncan takes the paper from her outstretched hand and examines it, frowning. Just say what you need us to do. I need you to make adjustments to the area's feng shui. My notes will tell you how. The goal is to remove sources of friction and to record the results. My hypothesis is that even small adjustments can have a measurable impact on Qi flow. If I'm right, it should improve, and life here should just get a little bit better. I'll see. You rest. I'll take care of it. Alright, so I got a note. Object. Optional repair at the walled city. So I got a note, huh? What is it? The note has a list of repairs, most of them crossed off. There are some left, scrawled in an uneasy hand. Sparking wires, trinket man, broken water shutoff valve at the lower level, and burning tires past the market. Okay. I think I can try to do something for that, maybe. Let's find out. Okay, let's keep going. Worst case, I can't find it all, but hey, it's worth a try. I guess that guy doesn't want me anywhere near. We got another merchant over here, and it's something to expect. Let's talk to the merchant. The street vendor gestures toward a jumbled pile of tarnished chains, costume jewelry, and trinkets on a stained flannel blanket. Look at these beauties. Very valuable. Very pretty. Let's see. Show me what you're selling. So he's got some elemental fetishes, which will work if I brought my shaman. I didn't, so they're kind of worthless. Anything else? How can you stand this place? He gives you the stink eye. You mean my home? The vendor softens, becomes wistful. In my experience, you can get used to anything regardless of how horrible it is. It just becomes normal after a while. But this place is getting worse, no question about it. Last 20, 30 years, it's been nothing but downhill. Nothing goes right here. Maybe you can change that, though, by buying something, eh? Ever heard anyone say prosperity is in the walled city? No. He shakes his head. That's not something that someone would say around here. See you around. Let's go inspect whatever this is. Wires are sparking dangerously just above the doorway. I can use my intelligence to patch the worn-out wire cord. Quick patch job with some nearby waste rubber leaves the wires safe once more. Alright, I think that was one of my 3 quests. So we're doing good there. Okay. My 3 things for that sub-quest. Yellow Lotus Captain. Let's inspect over here. Just a market stall. It looks like somebody died. That sucks, but... Alright, nothing up there, so let's go back this way. Let's go talk to this Yellow Lotus Captain. Wait. No. Let's see if I can find somewhere else. This is probably the guy that works for, what's his face? Bow. And I don't want that. So, let's see. That's where I met her. Maybe there's something else back here. Maybe if I help her, she has a way to get in. If not, well, nothing wrong with doing a side quest. I don't have any way to get to the lower level as they described it, so maybe I gotta go talk to that guy. Not really seeing much else. She doesn't have anything useful to tell me. And she's the side quest. Oh, yeah, I can't go back there. I guess I'll go talk to that captain guy. Since I don't really have much else I can do. Talk to him. He had nothing good to say. There's nothing here, nobody up here. Let's see what the captain has to tell me. A well-muscled and heavily tattooed triad member looks up from his PDA, bored but alert. Behind him, other Yellow Lotus soldiers take notice and turn to leer at you. You're in the wrong neighborhood, tourist boy. You and all your little tourist friends. I'm a local. I work for Kindly Cheng. Show some respect. The triad soldier sneers at her. That's so? Then you already know that you shouldn't be here. That fossil doesn't run things around here anymore. His hand strays to his jacket and a conspicuous bulge in the fabric. Could be a gun, a knife, or a blackjack. Best get moving, little girl. Best move before you hurt. Best move before we hurt you all real bad. I'm not going to tell you twice. Relax, we're just here to check in on the local merchants. The merchants belong to Bao now. He waves you off. Get lost. Yeah, that went less than spectacular. That's just about how I expected it. So let's see if we can find somewhere else to go. Not seeing anything though. It's a very small area. But not only a couple people to talk to. So that sucks. Let's talk to this guy again. Anything new to say? Come on. Nope. Just buy or sell. Alright. That kind of sucked. Well, I guess I gotta find a way to get in there. I think that's where we'll end it right now. This is Harthic. I hope you liked the video. If you did, like, subscribe, comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to, follow me on Twitter at Harthic7790 or go to my Tumblr, harthic.tumblr.com. Until next time, guys, this is Harthic. I'll see you later.